wanted to talk to you about the hierarchy assignment that you're going to be putting together. So the first thing that you need to do is download this document and open it up in Acrobat. I know you can copy paste the copy directly onto the document, but the problem with that is that sometimes the formatting doesn't come through. Obviously you don't, the typeface that's in here, but what happens sometimes sometimes the words will run together. So I'm going to show you a way that you can just go ahead and copy paste it without having that problem. So you're going to open up your document in Acrobat. Once you are in Adobe Acrobat, you are going to click Edit, and you notice you see these boxes over here. And these is good. Now you can select and then copy paste onto your other document. Okay, so first I'm going to go to InDesign to show you how to set up this file. So the instructions are that you have to create a 12 by 9 document, and usually the first measurement when they give you a document is usually means that it's horizontal, so you want to go ahead but always double check. So we're going to put 12 by 9. We are going to select create. This is your spread right here. Then I'm going to go ahead and take my guide. If you don't have your rulers on right here, which are these, you can do Command R or Option R and they will appear. So I always have my rulers on. So then you go over with the selection tool, go over the rulers and click and drag, and I'm going to put a guide right in the middle of that at 6 inches. Okay, then I'm also going to go ahead and take another guide and put it at 1/4. And then I'm going to put another one at 1/4 on the other side, so 1/4 inch here. Now what you want to do, you want to make sure that your guides are, you want to lock your guides, because if you do not lock your guides, then you can accidentally move them. So make sure that they are locked. Now what you're going to decide, once you decide how to lay this out, I want to give you a couple of hints of what you can do. Now, let's go back to the Acrobat document. See all this text in the brackets? You are not going to be including that. Let's say that you want to go ahead and you want to add your image here and you want it to bleed to the edge of the document. So what I would probably do, I would probably picture box, drop it in here, and you are going to go to pexels.com of a carrot cake, and you can find whatever picture you want. You can also look in here. If you look at the filters, you can use horizontal. Okay, let's say we want to go with this one. The beauty about this is that you don't have to register. I don't think we need one this size. I'm probably going to go with the large. Download it, and then when you go back to InDesign, you're going to click on the picture box. You're going to click on the picture and you're going to do Command D or Option D as in dog, and you are going to find the image, select it, and drop it in there. So what you want to do, you want to go to Object, Fit Content Proportionally. Okay, now you see the box. You see the blue box and you see that brown box, and that brown is the box that is the image, includes the image in its proportionate size. So what you can do here, you can hold your Shift key, go to the edge of this, and then just run it to the edge. If you were sending this to print, you would have to bring this out like this to show your bleed. That's a way to set up. Okay, you're gonna have to find a typeface that you like. Okay, so let's do, how do I want to organize this? That's completely up to you. Okay, right now this is just not organized. Don't put it on the left and on the right. Okay, I'm gonna take from here, select all that, and select copy, and then I'm gonna go ahead and put a text box. I'm going to select my type tool in InDesign. Come in here. Do you notice what I'm doing? I have a 1/2 inch here, and it is even though it's a 1/4 here, but it's okay. So I can tell you is I'm gonna space this out. I'm gonna go back to Acrobat just to make sure. Maybe it's my first. Okay, just double check that, and then whatever is my other information. Okay. Okay, so that's where I'm at. Okay, so, and I'm going to delete those brackets. Like I said, you don't want to put text too close to the edge. Okay, so you want to bring this box down probably at like that much. Okay, now here's what I want you to take your time on, because this is a recipe book, but what is the look and feel that you want to give it? You want to have some fun and put some scripted text. You want to go something with, this is a serif font, or you want to go a sans serif font, which has no feet. What is it that you want to do? So you're going to have to play around with this. Okay, so let's look at this one first. And I'm going to go through my fonts. If you don't have your fonts open, make sure you go to Window, Type, and your character box up here. Now, one of the things in the workspaces that I am at right now, I'm in the digital publishing workspace. So you can see a lot of these things that are, a lot of the options that are on the panels are up here at the top. Okay, so I want to look through this, and I'm thinking, I don't want to go with a script. Maybe I want to go with a serifs. I kind of like that, but is that a little too modern? Actually, maybe it is. It's a less. Now it's a size 12. I can tell you that's way too big. I'm taking that down to a size 10. Okay. And then, okay, let me go back to here to see how this reads. Okay, this buttercream. Okay, I am going to actually, so I'm going to take that dash and convert it to a period because it just makes sense. Now what I want you to look at this, so that's going to be my text, I think, at size 10. You may even want to go to a size 9. It's justify left right now. So let's go to Window, Type. Let's go to Type, Character Styles. Okay, this is going to be your friend. So let's pretend that this text is here just like you want to use it, just like this. It's a size 10, it's justify left, it's black. So I want to go to my character style. So I can either go up here and select new character style, or I can select the create new style from next to the trash can. And I'm going to go ahead and double click that. Okay, and in here, I'm gonna call it body copy. Make sure you name it things that make sense to you. And then in basic character formats, I'm saying body copy. Here's the type of the name of the font, size 10. The leading, which is the spacing in between the lines, it's gonna leave it on auto, and I'm leaving everything the same here. And I'm gonna select OK. Okay. That's one. Okay, now this is the quote right here. Maybe with the quote I wanted to have a little bit more fun and go with a script. So I'm going to go up here, choose a script. I'm going to go up to the funnel, and I'm going to select the script right here. And now I see all kinds of scripts here. Something that maybe, some of it is too bubbly, too wordy. Some of it is like it's just not gonna work. Small. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do with the font? With the quote. I'm gonna go ahead and put this quote on its own box. So just to make it easier, I'm gonna copy paste that box, and then I am going to select my type tool. The only thing that I'm gonna have in here is the quote. I'm gonna take this down, and then in here I'm gonna leave a space between that. Okay, and now I'm gonna work on my quote because I want to make it a little bit more interesting. So I'm gonna go to the fonts. Now if you notice, I went in and it remembers the setting of the type tool. See, all you see, if all you see in here, it is the script. You have to come in here, open up the funnel and select clear all. And then you will be able to see all the typefaces. So I'm gonna go back to the script. I'm gonna find something. Okay, this seems a little bit too wordy, but, and this means that they don't have all of the elements or icons or glyphs in that typeface. So let me see if I can, I kind of like it. Maybe this one, but what I'm gonna do to this, I'm gonna go, let's say I want to make it a little bit like a burnt orange. So I can go to drop the eyedropper, click a color. Let's see, maybe that one. Okay, and then I also, if you don't have your swatches panel open, make sure you go to Window, Color Swatches to open it. But I want to save the color. So I'm going to come to the 4 little lines on that swatches panel. I'm going to select new color swatch. And I'm going to deselect the check mark. And I'm going to name it quote color. I'm now going to select add. And select done. And see how it shows up? Okay, now here I have more control of my quote. So now here I am going to probably go to like 18 here, and I'm gonna break this down. Okay, so whatever the carrot cake, shift return, maybe I'm gonna do right there, and then I'm gonna select the whole thing, and I'm gonna select center. Then over here on your character, which also is your paragraph right here as well, I am going to go ahead and right here, which it opens up the leading. It's at 21.6 right now on auto. Probably gonna go to like 24 here. And then to make it easy, usually I don't like multiple boxes, but I want to have full control of everything. So I'm gonna make one more text box, and I want to leave it with this text at the bottom. So I copy pasted that box again. So then I have this. I'm gonna take this box, and this is how I clean them up. Put it up here. Okay, then I'm gonna take this. This is why you wanna make them the right size so they're not on top of each other. Then I'm gonna make it right here. And I do think this is a little too large. So instead of downsizing the text, I can go here. I am gonna go to the hold Shift, Option, and Command, and I'm gonna downsize the actual box. And you notice how this, when you play, there's an automatic center right here that shows up. That is because you have your smart guys on. So I do like to have that on. And then I'm gonna bring this up like this. And I'm gonna take this text and then put it right here. Okay, see how that works, see if I like it. Okay, now remember that the character style that we created. Okay, so I think it's a little too wide. I'm gonna open this up and not make it so many lines. So I'm going to, I don't like the spacing that's happening here. So that looks better to me. Okay, so that's better. But see, remember the type style tag, this is why it's great to have a character style. You select it and select the character style, poop, and look what happens. It just goes automatically to the text that you set up. Now, I find these lines distracted, so a lot of times you'll find me go back and forth between preview and overprint preview. I like overprint preview because it takes the lines away, and you can also hide the guys by going command or option semicolon. Okay, now you get a better idea. So now I'm going to take this, close that up a little bit, and then maybe I want to bring this up a little bit more, and maybe I have this space down here, but you see where I'm going with this. Okay, I want to go back to my document, and I'm going to select, one thing that I did not do, obviously very important, I did not put the title here. So it's a brown butter carrot cake. Okay. So I'm going to select all these, and I'm going to turn on my guide so I can see. Move this down. I'm going to select this box. Do I want to? I'm afraid to show you too many boxes. Sometimes it makes sense, but sometimes it doesn't. It just depends what you're using it for. So maybe I just want to do it in here. Okay, let me delete that box. Go to the 16 box here and put paste and then shift return. Okay, we have to find a font for this. Maybe I want to use the same font. Let's see what happens if it's like on 80. I mean, I could do it. I don't have to do it. But it seems a little boring, doesn't it, for what it is? So maybe I could do this font, the Santa Catalina. Let's see what that looks like. That could work. So, but what I can do, I need to make it a lot bigger because it's a header. So maybe something like that. Let's see. Do I want to make it black? Sure, maybe I'll leave it black. And then what I'll do here, I am going to select, like, I'm going to put a return here. See how it's running into the other text? And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to select the return, and then I'm going to make it probably like a 15. Whoops. Make it like a 15, just to have a little bit of space, and I'm going to deselect. Now what I'm going to do you notice? That's my title. So at this point, do I want to put it in the center? These are some of the decisions that you're going to have to make. Maybe you put it in the center, maybe you flush it left. That's completely up to you. But if that is, so, and then you're going to use, so let's say that that's what we want to do for now. And you bring this up, balance the space. But that means that I'm going to have to fit everything else, which is all of this information, this and this, into this page. And that could be okay, by the way, because you may want to go a tiny bit smaller, because this is more like the introduction, maybe a point smaller on the type. So if you are, so again, how you organize it is completely up to you. So let's say that you want to do maybe something like this. Maybe you put, maybe, what if, and this is why looking through layouts, it's important. Maybe what if you create another box, so it's only, okay, so what if I turn this, we have 1, 2, 3, serve 16. Am I missing something? Author Yale. The author Yale. Okay, I'm gonna edit this a little bit. So it's 1, 2, 3 columns. So you see how you have this text right here? You go to Object, Text Frame Options. You select 3 right here, and you select OK. And now you have 3 columns. Okay, and you see that in here. So I'm not gonna put active time, but what I wanna do, I'm gonna put takes 1 hour, and then I'm gonna go back to this. Wait, let's see. I will use the total time in here. And I'm gonna put return here, and I'm gonna put total time 3 hours. Okay. Then what I'm gonna do, every time you move the height of this box, you have to make adjustments to the box. So okay, so here's this. Okay, so what do you want to do with this? Maybe it is this font right here, but it is bolded, the 210. So I'm going to select this whole box, put 210 here. Okay, and it's not showing off because I have this set up as script. So I have to clear that out, select 210, and here maybe I'll go with like the 80. The 80 here, size probably a 10. Maybe even a 9, because the bolder just gives it a whole other so you notice how it shifted one more time. And then also what I'm going to do, I'm going to select the whole thing and I'm going to center it within that column. And then I'm going to show you something else. I'm going to go to Object, Text Frame Options. Right here on the top, I'm going to select Center, and you can just preview it. Okay, so let's see what happens here. So this one did it right. There we go. I just hit delete. Okay, and then I'm gonna come down here. So now what I wanna do here, and this is what I like about this. I'm gonna go back to my character styles, select a new character style, double click on that style, and select, this is box text, maybe for all of them. Basic formats, all this stuff stays the same, and select OK. Okay, now what I do, what if this box was going to be a color that's on the picture, maybe this brown. So I'm going to select that color. Okay, and then I'm going to go back to my swatches, new color swatch, and I'm not going to name it, I'm just going to click add in here so I have it. but maybe what I want in here, you can make whatever text change you want in here, but then what happens if you select this, it throws off this. So anytime you click on box text, it's gonna turn it back to black. So what I like to do, I wanna go to my box text and I wanna go to color, select paper, and select OK. Now it defaults to paper. And you notice that's there. That's maybe what I wanna do with that. And I know this is taking a while, but part of the reason I'm taking a while with you is that I wanna show you the different options in here. Okay, let me do one more thing here, and then I'm gonna let you guys come up with your own layouts. Okay. Let's say that I wanna do this should probably be the same size. The rest of it should be all the same size. Okay, let me select this whole box. Okay, let's pretend we're gonna put them over. I'm gonna put everything in here. Okay, and then I'm gonna select the whole text and I'm going to make it a 210. Okay, but I'm going to maybe the 210 in this one. I'm gonna go lightly to the 20. And then I wanna go to 9. What size do we do here? We did 10. You notice how that looks? I wanna go to 8 actually. Okay. And maybe I'm pushing it too much, but maybe it's like 7.5. Then what I'm gonna do, there's more ingredients over here. There we go. I'm gonna put them at the bottom of that. Then I'm gonna take this into two columns. Object text frame option. Okay. Now, so what I think I wanna do, I'm gonna create another text box here at the top. And I'm gonna put okay, I'm gonna delete this 14 ounces because that's already redundant there. And I'm gonna ingredients for cake. And you can actually, you don't have to have a subhead. You can just put this into its own box here and you call it ingredients for cake and just do it one time like that. And I'm gonna deselect that, take that off. And then I wanna go back to this font, the Santa Catalina, but I'm not gonna make it this was about 18 and this is about 12. I think I like it 12. So then I'm gonna create another character style and I'm gonna call it headers. And then we said 12. And that's it on that. Okay. So I'm gonna move this, work with that, and then so now you can come in here and put, okay, I'm gonna show you a couple of things here. Okay, so this is to finish. So we put a space there, Okay, so I would, let's see here. See how this looks funny? I would probably take that parenthesis and do a shift return here. But the thing is that when you do that, some of it looks kind of odd. So I think, what is the best way to do this? Okay, maybe. So first I'm gonna balance out the spacing. So I'm just gonna bring this up to balance out the spacing. One more. There it is. Okay, that's how it was actually. Okay, and what if, to help with some of this, what if I were gonna do, this will be fine, but it makes it a little hard to read. What if everything in here that's in parentheses, I can either, maybe, is there an option here? So, this typeface does not have an italic. Okay, so I'm gonna undo that. You wanna only use the options that the typeface offers. So what if I select everything, now watch this. Shift, Command, and T like Tom. You get the tabs over here. And now I'm gonna do, I think I wanna tab some of this stuff. Maybe. So I'm gonna leave that, and then I wanna guess probably like around here. And because everything's selected, you notice that both sides have a line, so I'm gonna select the line right there. Now I'm gonna go ahead and move this out of the way. Now what I'm gonna do, once I did that, I select the space in between and I just put a space. And what it does, it allows me to align everything in here. And see what it does, it just looks neater. So one of the things that you have to remember about using this software, oh, this is gonna be funky because there's 1 3/4 teaspoons. So, okay, we'll leave this one. Maybe what I'll do, I'll put it here. Maybe I'll put a dash in here. 1 3/4 teaspoons, and then I come out of here, do a shift return, and then align this, and then I'll do the same thing over here. Leave that one, leave that one. Shift return here. Okay. And then we'll put here to finish. Maybe this one because it's not really, I mean, it could be a header. If it's a header, then look what happens when you select the character style. It just automatically brings that down. There it is. If you see this little box right here, that red box, that means there's more text. So that's why I'm bringing that very carefully. And then open that. So now you see that this might still be too big, but just kind of keep that in mind. So this is, I mean, these are the basic rules that you'll need. And one of the things is here is, this is why you like to have the character style. Is the same thing with paragraph styles, because it makes things go so much faster. Once you set up what your headlines will be, and in here maybe you want to return that a little bit, and then there it is. So you get the idea of what you're supposed to be doing. At the very end, you are going to upload an InDesign file, and you're going to upload a PDF file. You're going to go to File, export. Okay, and you're gonna put it where it belongs. Obviously make sure you have a name to it. You can call it hierarchy assignment, and then you're gonna select Adobe PDF print. You're gonna select saved, and if you were sending it to the printer, you would want to go ahead and select press quality. Let's just go ahead and leave it up. If you're sometimes just for approval, high quality is fine. So make it high quality, and then this right here, because you have that bleed going out, select crop marks and your bleed marks, and right here I usually put like a 0.25 here and click in all these. And one of the things that I like to do, that is my favorite thing, this right here, view PDF after exporting. It automatically opens it in PDF, so watch this. Oh, it's telling me that that's not available for some reason, even though I have it on here. So select OK, and then look what it does. It shows you the bleed marks. And so whenever, if this was an actual magazine, the magazine will go ahead and they will have to be trimmed, so they show where the trim and the bleed marks. But if you're only sending it for approval, then what you want to do, you want to go to File, Export, R key, select PDF, replace the old one, and then here you don't need to put the crop marks at all. You just make sure that this is selected and select export, select OK, and then that's what it does. It gives you your PDF just to send it up to approval to a client. So let me know if you have any questions, and I can't wait to see your layouts and see what you're going to do. I'll talk to you later. Bye.